Sewing of a back pocket is something that is very simple and easy if you understand the right process or easy process to follow. On this video, I'll be taking you through the easiest, fastest and the simplest method on how you can achieve this. If this is the first time you are checking on this channel, you are highly welcome to Noble Family. Please click on the subscribe button so that you'll be able to view over 50 videos on this channel to improve your sewing skill. And if you are returning, thank you for keeping up with the Noble Family. You are highly welcome back. So without any further delay, let's continue. So this is the material now. I've already joined the side. If you have been following this training, you'll have known how we stitch this side and the way how the process we use in stitching the darts at the back as well. So this is the back. I've already gummed the paper stay on it. You join the paper stay on the back, and that's where the dart ended. So on that point is the place we will draw our wet pocket line on that place where the dart ended. That is the point where we roll the line on the back for the back pocket. So place the tape roll like that, and you roll it. So the wideness of this back pocket is 5 inches because it's just a medium size, average size of a trouser. So after you have done this, then you place the second back on it, and then you bang it like this so that this will reflect on the other side and it will fall on the same line. So after you have done this, the next thing to do now is to roll it on the other side. And then this is the back pocket. This is the material we are using for the wet pocket. I've already cut it, and then I've gummed it as well. I've gummed the stay on it. The wideness is 3 inches, and the gum stay I use on it is 1 inches. Then I bend the 1 inch with half inches. I bend it with a half inch. I do the same thing on the second one as well. And if you are doing that for the two side now, it will be 4 pieces if you are doing it on the two. But on this illustration, I'm doing it on this first pocket now. So on the center of this folding now, you have to roll quarter on it on the side of the folding, so you can see it. So roll quarter on it, so the center of the folding, that is where the rolling will fall on. And then you mark 5 inches, which we mark as the opening of the pocket. You mark 5 inches here as well, and make sure that it falls on the same line with the other one we first mark. So after you have done this, the next thing now is to fix it into the material. So now this is the material we are using for the back pockets. So the pieces we are using for the back pocket, this is it. That is it. The wideness of these pieces now, I normally use a taffeta, or you use a pocketing for the pocket of a trouser. So but mostly I prefer using a taffeta. So this is 8 inches, and then this is the length is 20 inches. So this is okay for an average trouser measurement. So then you notch the center like this. After you notch the center, then you place it down. You place the material down, and then you place the back pocket on it. So please, if you want to do this, you don't need to join the side before joining the back pocket to make it easier for you to stitch. So don't join the side before you join the back pocket, so that it will be very easy for you to sew. So now you place the center where we mark. Now you place it on the back pocket, and you make it longer. The back pocket, the material we place under it to be longer than the front, the side now, which will roll like a 1 inch upward. Then you can use office pin to hold here, or you stitch it like this just to tack the material for the pocket and the material, the main bodies together. So you can either use office pin or you stitch it like this. The essence of this is just to hold the material. So after you have done this, the next thing to do now is to place this on it. So make sure that the line fall on the line we roll on the material before. After you have done this, then you stitch on the line we roll on that quarter we rolled before. You stitch on it, stitch it straight down, and then you reinforce it. So place the needle down and then you turn it to the other side, and then make sure that this line now it's straight, that is one side is no longer than the other side. Make sure that the two line, both the one at the upper part and the down part, is equal. Make sure that the two are equal. So if one is longer than the other side, this thing may not straight. It may not straight. So when you turn it outside, you discover that the line on the wet pocket is not straight. So that's one of the things that normally cause the line not to straight. Then you turn it like this and then you notch it. You cut it and to open the pocket mouth. So turn this like this, and then make sure that when you are cutting, you are not exceeding the where we stitch. The notching now is not longer than the place we stitch. Let it stop at exact place where the stitches ended. So do this on the two sides, and then you turn it inside like this. You turn the two inside. See the magic? So with this, you don't need to be doing the ironing again, because we have already folded the hem. We have already folded the tip of the material, so the line now will form by itself. So with this, you don't necessarily need to be using ironing on it again. You can see that this process is very easy. You can see that it's very easy and simple. So you stitch it like this, and then you turn it to the back, and then you stitch here as well. So when you get to this point, you turn it like this, so that for you to be able to stitch the tip of the other side, and make sure that you set it very well and make the line on the wet pocket to be straight. So this is part of the thing that shows your work as a professional work. So just cut it straight, let it closer, make it closer to the stitches now. After you have cut this, so the essence of cutting this is to make the folding to be a little bit lighter, so that it will not be too thick when you are turning it inside, so that whenever the person is wearing the clothes, it will not be giving the person making it difficult for the person to sit down on it. So that you just stitch here, the next thing you can do now is to cut the excess we have at the upper part and make it remain like a 1 inch. That is the upper part now. So then you turn this one on it, you turn the material on each other, and then you set it. Make sure that it's come up, and then you turn it a bit, so that for you to get the line where the opening will fall on. Follow this process, then you measure the length of the pocket. So this is 7 inches. 7 inches. Then you just notch here, and you notch the other side here as well. So now for us to get where the opening of the pocket will fall on, so that you can use the material to do the facing. You can see that this is black material, and it's not good to be reflecting outside. So we have to use another material which will be the navy blue, the main material now, to do the facing on it. So then you have to chalk where the full facing will fall on. So here now is the pocket mouth. That's the pocket mouth. So then you place another material on it. So the wideness of this material now will be like 8 inches. Then the length is a 4 inches. The wideness is a 8 inches. So then you place it on it like this. Stitch it all through. Please take your time to do this. It may be looking cumbersome or a bit difficult, but it's not. It's not. So just take your time to do it and follow the process. So make sure you watch to the end so that you'll be able to see the results and then how easy it is to sew this. So then after that, then you turn it back like that, and then you stitch the tip straight. And when you get to the upper part here, make sure you turn your hand like this. You bend the stitches like this. So don't make it straight. Don't make it straight. And you do the same thing on the other side. You turn your hand inside a bit and you make it curve at the upper part here a bit. You can see that. That is it. So now you trim the excess by the side. You trim the excess by the side so that what you are turning inside will not be too much, so that it will not be inconvenience the person wearing the dress. So you trim this excess now. Then you draw it outside. Don't draw it from here. You draw it from the back. Just pull it outside. And voila. That is it. That is it. So now that place now you turn it inside and make it the upper part to bend a bit so that you won't stitch on it when you are finally doing the final stitching. Make sure you set the side very well and you stitch it straight down. And please, if you derive any value in this video, please help me hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop the concluding part of this video. As you can see, we have started the joining for a while, so and we are proceeding gradually. So on doing the final coupling of the beltless trouser with a buckle on the band. So now after you have done this, then you stitch this from inside so that the upper part will not be opening again. And that is it. You can see that we only have 2 stitches at the back here, and then not 3. So if you follow this process, your stitches at the back will be 2 and then not 3. Place the mat just to hold the upper part now with the main material. You can see it, and this make you look professional. You can see that the process is very simple and easy. So now I've done the ironing now. You can see it. So now I want to reinforce this side, and for me to create a V by the side, voila, and that is it. Let me do the same thing. on the other side. Yup, that is it. So now let's see the final results of what we have been doing since. You can see it. You can see the back. This is the back now. You can see it, and this is the front. So I believe you can see this. So see how neat it is without having any cuts on the side. So please, if you derive any value in this video, help me click the like button so that a lot of people will be able to see the video, and then click on the subscribe button if you are new to this channel, and if you are returning, I thank you for keeping up with the Nobuti Fashion channel. Till the next time that I will bring in the concluding part of this video training, thank you for watching, and then remain blessed. Bye for now.